This is Friday. It's Old Man Gig. We're sitting there. It's time now. It's like 8:11. Been going at it since a little bit before 7. So actually, it's been hopping, a little bit hopping today compared to the last 2 days where it was really a real grind. But we're just gonna do a little ride along here real quick to this one drop off I picked up from Starbucks. Do the drop off and maybe have a little chat while we're on the drive. So here we go. Let me just go ahead and get this camera flipped on. All right. As you can see, it's a nice rainy day. The storm was supposed to have cleared out last night, but I guess we got an unexpected cold front in. So, yesterday was nice and 50, and today is going to be, by the end of the day, it was like 40 something when I got up this morning. And right now it's 36 and the temperature's still dropping. And by the end of the day, or by this evening, it'll be down into the 20s. So we're going to try to get what we can get done as quickly as can for the day. Hit the goal for the week because it's Valentine's Day and an order I had yesterday that we'll talk about a little bit. And see, it was a Walmart order. I normally do not take Walmart orders. I generally pause DoorDash when I know when all Walmart orders start popping in. There's a time of day when they just all start popping in, and I just pause it so I don't have to sit there and continuously decline those stupid orders. I find it easier to do it that way sometimes. But I took one yesterday. Yesterday was a slow day, and this offer came across, and I looked at it, and I used almost all 70, 75 seconds, whatever it is, before I accepted it. Let me turn that heater down. Like I said, it's starting to get a little chilly outside, but we'll discuss that. But we're just going to go for this little drive right now. It's going through the other end of Boone, down by the high school. So hopefully all the high school traffic is cleared out this morning. So, as you can see up there on my dashboard, as you've probably seen in all the other videos, I got those little surgical or whatever masks. We are still required to wear them here in the town of Boone in indoor areas. It's ridiculous, but it is what it is. As well as, DoorDash and Ubereats policy is we need to mask up when we're doing our deliveries. I personally don't have a problem with it because I'm out wearing them all the time. Putting them on for 30 seconds here or there, what's the big deal? So, ooh, it's not just a little rain we're getting. I'm seeing a little mixing with this, so hopefully it doesn't change too fast. Because these temperatures dropping 34, 35 right now. Like I said, just a few minutes ago it was 36. Yeah, I'm getting a little winter mix in on this. I'm sure you can't see it, but yeah, I'm getting a little mix of some snow and rain. This section of what would be the hotel row, well, getting another DoorDash or Ubereats. This is the one I'm doing right now, is an Ubereats from Starbucks. I haven't got dropped off yet, and getting another one going back to Starbucks and going back the other way. At $11 a pop on each one of these. I'll take them. Like I said, the last couple of days been slow. DoorDash was giving out, they gave out that peak pay for Valentine's Day, and it was $5 and not $5, and then for several hours, and then 4 hours for a few hours more. And then yesterday, during the morning lunchtime or the morning time breakfast rush, and a little bit beyond, they were given $3 peak pay per order. Yeah, and we're going to be running into some high school traffic. It's still there. So this is going to one of the apartment complexes over by the high school, just before the high school. So we won't have to go through too much of that. But I think I'm just going to go ahead and pause this for right now. You don't need to be seeing me sitting in traffic. I mean, you got your own traffic jams to go through when you're driving or delivering. So nothing exciting with that.
Make a right turn on Old East King Street.
So I'll go ahead and pause this, and then we'll catch up a little bit later on the day. And before we do, and I'll do my little, I talk about that Walmart order that I got the other day. And I'm just curious how many of you would have taken that order. It's one of those ones where, you know, I looked at it and it's like, I think I can do this and get it done. So we'll see we'll talk about it. Like I said, you might see some of that snow coming down now, this little mix. Alright, so we finished up those 2 Starbucks orders. Oh yeah, I finished up that one we was talking, and then another one, and then a stacked one came in, both going to the hospital. So that was a 2 for 1 shot. So that's always great, and that's actually an extra $18 into the coffers. So anyways, let's get back to this question I had about this Walmart order I did yesterday. So let's set this up. It was about a little after 10, and like I said, they were still giving peak pay until 11 o'clock at $3 per order, or $10.59. And it was pretty slow, because every day, like I said, when they start throwing that $3, $2, $3 peak pay out here in the mornings, they come out of the woodworks. I mean, you got more dashers than you can shake a stick at. And we're all, you know, going to fight for orders or take whatever, pretty much, somewhat, you know, to keep things going. So, but and it was getting to be, like I said, it was a little after 10. So that usually gets into the lull point where between 10 and 11:15, 11:30, things start to slow down as far as the morning rush goes. So their orders are fewer and far between, and with all those dashers out, you know, trying to capitalize on that $3 peak, I got this order that came across. Let me bring it up on my phone. I just snapshot it. Alright, let's see. I should have brought that up before I started this video, right? Yeah, that's me being organized. So like, this came across a little after 10, and I don't know if y'all can see that. It's for Walmart in-store pickup, 9 items, 9 deliveries, so 1 item per delivery, going 42 miles, and the payout was $87.75. So I took a long, hard look at that, and if you take a look at that, you can see, whoops, how clumped up those orders are, except for there's this one way up here at the top, and these 2 back over here. But everything else is like 6 of them are pretty well tight. And I got to looking at that, and I'm like, okay, so that's $87. I'm kind of slow for the day. I'm already sitting at about 55. Got only a couple of Ubereats orders. So I'm like, that's 9 orders at $9.75 of each. I can sit here for the next hour and a half trying to wait for orders to come in through, or I can take this order. And this order had bounced around before it got to me, because the actual pickup time, because it came to me a little after 10, the actual pickup time was like 9:45. So it had been bouncing around before it got to me for a while. And I'm like, it's been slow. And 9.75, or what was it, 9.75 or 9.25, whatever it was each per delivery, and going 42 miles, 42 times 2, that's 85 miles, or 85, yeah, $85. I'm getting 87, so I'm getting $2 per mile on that. And I'm like, and I'm looking at about an hour and a half to between an hour and a half to 2 hours for the delivery. So okay, let's take the time in. There's 2 hours. Let's say it takes me 2 hours. Well, at 2 hours at $87, that's $43.50 an hour. $43.50 an hour for 2 hours of my time, 9 deliveries, and getting $2 per mile. Or I can sit and piecemeal it out, and hopefully in an hour and a half during the lull time of the day, see if I can get 9 orders. Or actually, within 45 minutes, get 9 orders with that $3 peak pay, because each one of those would have been $6.25 each, and there was $9.25 with the peak pay. Or I can try to wait out the peak pay. And I'm like, nope, I'm just going to go ahead and take this. And it took me an hour and 45 minutes from the time I took it to the time I completed it. So it took me under 2 hours. So still getting close to over that $44 an hour. And I rerouted it, and it actually turned out to be only 38 miles, because I didn't do it the way the app wanted me to do it. I started at the closest point at one end, cleared one end, and went around to another way, because of some back roads that I know. So I was even able to cut a couple miles off of that. So would you have taken that order? Would you have taken this order if they showed up 9 orders going 42 miles, but the payout was $87.50 or $87.75? Would you have taken it? Leave your comments below. Let me know what you think. Say, hey, old man, you're a fool. That could be true. I was but I got it done, and that's the way I was looking at it. That's the way I was thinking of it. I wasn't looking at, oh my God, it's 9 orders. I'm going to be all over the place. It's going to tie me up for a couple hours. Well, think about it. Yes, well, it's going to tie me up for a couple hours, and I could not take anything else. Yes, but what was those hours per hour rate was I going to be making? $44. Made sense. 42 miles and $87. Made sense. Especially during a slow time, and I was busy, and I got back in. Unfortunately, once I got done, the DoorDash app crashed for about 15-20 minutes, and then so I was just like, you know what, that order plus what I had already done in the morning pretty much made my day. It made my goal. So I just went ahead and ended it at 12:15, 12:30, and didn't take anything else for the rest of the day, and I was happy with that. It was a slow day. It was not going the way I wanted, and that order came across. So I'm thankful for that. Like I said, right now it's only going on 9 o'clock or 8:53. I've been going at it for about 2 hours now, and on Uber I'm up to 35, and on DoorDash I'm at 23. So I'm still making some good money right now this morning compared to the last couple days where I was just averaging $20 an hour. I mean, it was slow. I mean, it was like, it was grinding. So sometimes that happens, and that's what you have to do. But so far today, the grind isn't going to be so bad. So hopefully, we're not going to be out that late. Like I said, it's supposed to get windy and cold. You know, and that type of weather, yeah, people don't want to go out. Maybe they'll, order up, but do they really tip? Not very, do they tip more? No. Well, some people might, but generally speaking, most people are like, I'll give you $2, I mean, whatever. You're only going a mile and a half. How much money do you want? Well, evidently a little bit more because you don't want to go do it. So we're just gonna finish out the day, do an end of day weekend, end of day, and a weekly recap for the week, and see how that goes. And remember to please like and subscribe if you enjoy what you're seeing or not enjoying what you're seeing. Give me your comments. Tell me how to improve. It's always great to criticize and say you suck, but be constructive. You just don't tell people you suck. You can just say, hey, look, your attitude's pretty poor. We need to change it, or whatever. There's a better way to approach it. You can try to help people instead of just saying you suck. So I got a Chick-fil-A order that just came in for $6.25, and we're going to take. So on that note, we'll go ahead and pause this until we do the recap. Okay, here we go with the daily wrap-up and weekly wrap-up for the week of the February 14th through the 20th. So let's see what we did for today. Ended it for today. We didn't, overall not too bad. 4.5 hours at $121.81. $37.25 from DoorDash and $84.56 from Ubereats. 6 deliveries for DoorDash, 9 deliveries for Ubereats, for a total of 15 for today. So I just decided, here it is, not even I stopped it at 11:30, so from 7 to 11:30, 4.5 hours. Why did I stop at 11:30? Because the weather hasn't changed, the temperature's still dropping, and the wind's kicking up out there, and I don't need to mess with that nastiness. Especially being Friday, and I usually try to make short Fridays, so I am. So what do we got else we got going on here? So of course we got some fool that just wants to pull apart right alongside of me in the empty parking lot. Go figure. So here's our weekly numbers. The end of the week, we did 816.66. Yes, hit that 800 plus goal. Thank you, Valentine's. Thank you yesterday for all that extra peak pay from DoorDash. That's kind of like helped pushed it over the edge. Otherwise, it'd been really, really close. With DoorDash, unlike last week, if you watched the last Friday wrap-up video, I did way more in Ubereats than I did in DoorDash. Well, this week's the opposite. I did $482.75 in DoorDash for the week. And there it is showing there. $482.75 for 57 deliveries. Breakdown of $274.75 for the base, and that was because of all the peak pay, and $208 with the tips. So thank you for the peak pay. That helped out, especially yesterday, or actually especially on yesterday, which really helped me push it over the top. And then for Ubereats, let's bring that one up. Go to earnings. We did $328.91, 30 trips. Like I said, the total hours for the week was 30 hours. If you looked at that, you've seen it on there. on those screenshots that I was just showing you on those. You can see that under both of them, because at one time I ended DoorDash early, and then the other time I ended Ubereats early. But based on my hours that I worked for the week, it comes out to 30 hours for the week. So, I mean, really, overall, not that bad. Total mileage for the week, we're going to round up to 368. So we're going to take that 368. Like I said, I do this every week. I'm going to take that 368. Well, excuse me. We're going to do it the other way. We're going to go the 817.66, which was the total for the week, and divide that by the mileage, which was 368. And that gives us $2.22 per mile. So even a little bit better. Last week, if you remember, it was $2.19. This week it was $2.22. So we got that $2.21 for the week, $2.22 per mile for the week. So overall, a fantastic week. Even though a couple days were a grind. Yesterday it was slow in the mornings. I got that one order that we talked about earlier, that Walmart, that really pulled it out for the day. And then Wednesday was kind of slow again too, and it was just a grind. Had to grind it out. And some days are like that. You have to stick with it and grind it out. But you need to have that game plan. If you have that game plan, you have no problems. Just stick to a game plan, get it done, and you'll be all right. All right, so anything else on this? No, I think we went over everything else. Got the weekly total and everything else. And if there's any suggestions on what more you want me to cover, I think I'm going to do one to where I completely break down the finances, show it how I look at it. I have it all on a spreadsheet, and maybe we'll just plug it in, and I can kind of show you the progression of how, when I first started back in October, mainly I started in September last year. When I left my job and I went, but I didn't do it full time even then. I had other things going on, life events like my daughter's wedding and things like that. I wanted to attend, so getting those things taken care of. And then so I only dashed a couple of weeks in September, so it just gave me an idea of what it was like, not so much of what it was going to fully be like. And then first month in October, first month in December or November. And then I show you the progression of how I looked at it, and I started tweaking and making adjustments. And then after November and starting in almost the second week of December, I started multi-apping, and then you'll see my numbers completely change, how they changed in January, improved, and how they're even progressing and improved here in February. So it's always evolving, always changing. There's always tweaks that needs to be done, different things to look at, and how to approach things when certain situations come up. Like, what's your approach when slow time comes? Do you stick it out? Do you just shut it down for an hour or two, then just go back, or do you try something different? Try a different approach the next morning or the next day, so you didn't get into that situation. Or what is it that you do? And we'll go over what I do and how I look at it, and how you're going to take each app as individual separate entities, which they are, and how you integrate that into your game plan on a daily, hourly, and sometimes even minute changing thinking, because they're taking that DoorDash order and saying, whoops, I got a stacked Ubereats orders for $25, and it's going to take me less time to do this one DoorDash order. Do I keep the DoorDash order, or because they're going in different directions, you can't really keep all three? You can try, but you may get a contract violation. Do you dump that? You dump that DoorDash, of course, or you not do the Ubereats because you already committed to the other one. Things like that, different ways of looking at it. Always looking to improve and optimize your time, your money-making ability, because you only got X amount of minutes in a day to work, and you cannot create more minutes in a day. You can't create another minute. You can't create another hour in a day for you to work. So you're limited on that. So the more you can do within that limited time, the better off you are. And it's for you. It's not for the benefit of DoorDash. It's not for the benefit of Ubereats. It's benefiting you. And that's the way you got to look at it, because that's the way they look at it. They look at DoorDash and Ubereats, go, what about us? Forget about you. We got to go, what about us? And forget about you. Since they don't, they really don't want a cooperation, so to speak, and really working together. I would say more so with DoorDash has that attitude than Ubereats, my opinion. And I'll go into details later on why when I go through the financial thing. Certain little things Ubereats has done to show that they really do appreciate and care about us. And where DoorDash could have done the same thing, and they don't. So that's the way I look at it. So we're going to call this a wrap for the week. I don't think I'm going to go out this weekend. Especially not tomorrow. Not when we're getting this wintry mix coming in and the temperatures are dropping, and the roads are going to be very slick around here in the mountains. Especially tomorrow, we're going to get a lot of ski resort orders, and I'm not going to want to deal with going up and down by the ski resorts, because especially around the ski resorts, they don't do very much to anything to those roads, because it's great for the tourists, because they like to have that wintry, snowy feel, and it's just nasty, and I don't want to deal with it. So we'll call this a wrap. Y'all peace out. This is Old Man Gig signing off.